Alright, hey everyone, how's it going? It's been a while, but I'm going to be recording the Prismatic Augment tier list video, so a little bit delayed. There's been some augment changes, and let's just get right into it. And I'm actually live on Twitch right now as I'm recording this, so you guys might see the Twitch chat in the bottom right. Oh, wait, my chat is off. There we go. Okay, maybe I'll make it like a tiny bit smaller. Anyways, let's get right into it. So starting off, Band of Thieves. This feels like the definition of a B tier augment. It's just okay if you have some upgraded 4 or 5 costs to hold the TGs, then it can be kind of solid. Or just like upgraded frontliners, but I don't think you're ever that excited to take Band of Thieves. But you're never really that mad about it either. So just B tier. Prismatic Yordle. I'm actually just like F tier. I mean, this one's kind of hard to rank because you have to be in a spot to get it, right? Like you basically have to have the ability to unlock Vigar. They're actually going to make Vigar easier to unlock in the next patch, but I think they're also going to make this augment nerfed and like require level 10. Right now, I would say it's pretty good. Maybe I just won't rank it because it's kind of too hard to rank. Yeah, you just have to be in the spot to make it to 10 Yordle, and then you'll win the game. Next, Belt Overflow. I'm pretty low on this augment. Yeah, probably C tier. Like, I don't... 4 belts is... It helps you unlock Volibear. That's about all it's good for. Four components for Prismatic Augment is kind of mid. So, I don't really think I'm taking this very often. Next, Binary Airdrop. I think they removed this. Birthday Present is a pretty bad augment. I think it's probably C tier. Bronze for Life. This one's really good. Prismatic Bronze for Life is... I think I'll put it A tier. It's not quite S tier anymore. It probably used to be S tier. They changed the durability to resists. And I'm turning off this chat. And yeah, I think it's a lot better than the gold version. Really good in like Slayers and stuff. And probably Unara. Also, I'm just gonna ban this guy. Alright, Buried Treasures. This is like one of the best 2-1 augments if you're trying to tempo or like win streak. So I think I'll put it probably A tier. Yeah, if you have like upgrades, then I think this is one of the best things to take. Call to Chaos is either A or S tier. I'm very tempted to put it in S tier. I feel like it's actually really good. There's a lot of really, really strong ones. The Golden Egg, if you cash it out, is kind of an insta-win. There's not really any bad rewards. I guess if you're rerolling and you get XP, it's kind of bad. But yeah, generally, pretty much all of the rolls that you can get are kind of better than an average Prismatic Augment. So yeah, I do feel like it is S tier. Celestial Blessing is decent in Slayers, pretty bad otherwise, or like melee carry, it's pretty decent. The shield is honestly pretty big. I think it deserves like B tier placement. Chosen Wolves has been bad the entire set. I'm pretty sure this is C tier, although like Ambessa Kindred 9 is actually a good comp. But yeah, I'm gonna put that C tier. Comeback Story Warwick is... I'll put it A tier. If Warwick is really good, then this is probably S tier, but Warwick is not that good right now. And I don't think he's gonna be that good. But yeah, you can totally just click this and force Warwick, and that's a really good line. Commerce Core has been nerfed pretty hard. It's pretty much only good to play for 3-star 4 cost, or if you're in like a truly dire spot where you just need to hit your board on 4-2 to get like a 6th. I think just because it's definitely clickable sometimes to play for 3-star 4 cost, so I will put it in the B tier. Component Heist keeps getting buffed. I think I'll just be making this because next patch they're giving it an extra component, or yeah, gain a component now. So yeah, I think this is like A or S tier. Maybe I'll put it in A tier just because like sometimes you have to win stage 4. But this is really good. If you're in a spot to take it and live until 5-1, it gives like 9 components, which is so much for Prismatic Augment. So yeah, this used to be one of the worst augments. I think it's very, very good now if you're actually able to cash it out. It's kind of like a mini golden egg with less risk. Coronation is... it's solid, B tier. Some comps really like +1s, and it tends to be a lot better in those comps, I would say. Stuff like Slayers, Unara, that kind of stuff can use it decently well. Cursed Crown is pretty bad right now. I think it's probably C tier. It was mostly good for like Yordles and sometimes useful in like Draven tempo, but Yeah, you kind of need to play something that farms gold with Curse Crown, I feel like. And yeah, Yordles are not really in the meta. Like Yordle tempo, like Bygar is decent. I think Curse Crown Bygar could be a pretty good line, but other than that, I do think it's a pretty bad augment. Dragon Guards is really good. Probably S tier. If you're playing Demacia, this is like the best thing you can hit on 4-2. Expected Unexpectedness, I think, is one of, if not like the best 2-1 Prismatic Augments. Can give direction, gives a lot of gold items, just gives really, really good stuff. And yeah, if you don't know you're playing, this is really good to take. Flexible, I'm quite low on, probably C tier. Emblems are a lot better, but I think Flexible is just pretty understated for Prismatic. If you compare it to like Trait Tree and stuff, like you would rather much get the emblems right away, and then you actually know what you're able to play around. Forged in Strength is probably B tier. Artifacts are not as good in this set, and yeah, loose streaking into some sort of level 8 can be a decent option with Forged in Strength, so I do see this augment do pretty well, but it's kind of reliant on hitting like a Reforger or like a couple of Reforgers, and yeah, it's pretty risky, and the upside is not like that high, I guess. Giant Mighty is a super mid combat. I'm tempted to put it C tier. I think it can be like low B tier though, just because you can technically click it in like any comp and you won't lose the game. Going long, I'm pretty low on. I very rarely click this. It's kind of similar to Curse Crown, that I think you want to click it with something that farms gold, like a Gold Ionia, Bilgewater, Yordle, something like that. It's probably like low B tier, let's say. Argument's kind of funny because this used to be horrible, and then they made it like completely broken, and then yeah, they're nerfing it back down to 3 gold, so taking away most of the gold, which is probably gonna put it back in C tier, back to being really bad. Hedge Fund also C tier. Um, it's not really enough gold to go like straight to level 9 on 4-2, and you can't really win any rounds before stage 4 if this is your Prismatic Augment, so yeah, if there's some like extremely broken comp like T-Hex in the meta, then this can be more clickable and you just force the broken comp, but generally I'm pretty low on Hedge Fund. Hold the Line. This is one of the best combats if you can use it well. I'm tempted to put it S tier. I think I'm going to put it A tier just because there's not as many comps that can use it. Like you have to be playing a comp with like 1 or 2 backliners and a bunch of frontliners, but if you are in that spot, then in all of like the damage sims and stuff, then this augment usually performs the best as like a combat augment. For example, like Yunara or something. Indecision also got a nerf. This used to give 12 gold. Yeah, I think I'm taking this if I'm just loose streaking to like 3-5 or something pretty often, but otherwise not taking this very often. Or if I want a set of new three new augments. But I'm pretty low on the indecisions, and I usually would rather just take an augment and try to win those rounds than get the 8 gold. Invested. This is the 3-2 invested. This might be a true F tier augment. 26 gold on 3-2 for a Prismatic is way too little, and it's really hard to get the rerolls. And yeah, I think this actually might just be unclickable. Like even if you're fast 9, even if you desperately need gold, it feels so unclickable and so bad compared to like Tiniest Titan Plus, I think, which is the other decent, the other 3-2 econ Prismatic. Jeweled Lotus got a nerf. It used to be like A or S tier. It's probably B tier now. If your units can use the ability to crit well, then it's solid. Otherwise, it's not really that good. Just Hit, not in the game. Level Up is pretty solid. I think I would put this in A tier. Compared to something like Hedge Fund, I think over the course of the game, maybe this actually gives you more gold, and gaining the 12 XP immediately usually helps you like win. Like if you're playing something like Void into Baron, then I feel like I would rather have Level Up than Hedge Fund. So yeah, I think Level Up's a pretty solid tempo Prismatic for a lot of comps. Living Forge has been repeatedly buffed, but yeah, Living Forge is definitely an augment that really wants to be played with reroll. And there's not really any rerolls in the meta. Like if Echo reroll came back to the meta or something, then this could probably move up like 1 or 2 tiers. But it's really hard to play level 8 with this because you just end up being way too poor. So yeah, Living Forge kind of has to be mostly for reroll, and then there's kind of no rerolls in the meta, so I'd put it in C tier. Lucky Gloves. This is the 2-1 Lucky Gloves. It's pretty strong for 5 streaking. It doesn't scale that well, and 2-1 econ is pretty important. I guess if you have the ability to make like an extra TG, I would feel pretty happy to take this, like component anvils or something, or even just like open glove. Probably makes it a lot better. Maybe B tier. Lucky Ops Plus is, yeah, pretty good. You do have to wait 4 combats for the second glove or the third glove, which feels kind of bad. I think they're just like solidly B tier. Usually these Lucky Gloves augments have like high top 4 rate and low win rate because they give you a lot of tempo, but you don't really cap out very high. Luxury subscription. Oh, hopefully I can restore that. Okay, nice. Anyways, getting back into it. Luxury subscription. I like luxury subscription when you're in the spot with like a random like Shojin and like AP items and no holder, because then if you hit any or Zillion, then it actually feels really good and you win a lot of rounds. I do think it's pretty situational and probably not that good in general, but I do think it has some spots. Min max, I think this is probably actually B tier. Like I definitely found that I was undertaking this augment because I felt like 4 components for Priz is not that great, but you actually get to like choose all of your components because you get the golden item remover, which gives you a bunch of reforgers, and yeah, it can be really high value in some spots where you have like emblems or stuff like that. So yeah, there's some pretty cool interactions with min max. I think it's a solid augment. Money Monsoon, I think, is quite good if you're fast 9, healthy on 4-2, playing something that caps out high. This is one of the best things you can hit usually. I'll put it A tier. 9 lives, pretty low on this set. Again, 9 lives is like an augment that really likes to be played with reroll. You like 5 loss and then you reroll on 3-2. And there's just not a lot of reroll in the meta right now. So if there was some reroll in the meta, it could be a little higher, but it's not really good for fast A. 1 buff, 2 buff, I'll put it in A tier. 4 components plus a champion duplicator is really good for Prismatic augment. This can also be really good to play for 3-star 4 costs. The champion dupe can be really good for that. Pris Pandora's. This is also an augment that usually gets played with reroll. I think I'll put it B tier though, because Pandora's can be pretty good into like Vigar. So yeah, I'll put it B tier. But it's nothing crazy. Pris Destiny actually got a small nerf. I think I used to give a little more gold. I think it's like kind of borderline A or B tier. Like usually if you have a decent option, then you would skip this. But maybe if you don't have anything, you would take it. I guess I'll put it like bottom of A tier. 4 gold is still quite a lot on 2-1. Prismatic Destiny Plus gives 10 gold. 10 gold is a lot. Like if you're poor, you're clicking this pretty often. I think this is like solidly in the A tier. Priz Ticket is going to be S tier. The interaction with Bard is too insane. You can pretty much just play like Ishtal reroll is probably going to cap the highest, but even if you just play some sort of like Aphelios reroll or just any reroll, Yasuo Yone, you're probably going to top 4 really consistently. And yeah, this augment gives insane value. Radiant Rascal is solidly in the B tier. If you have a good holder, like you're playing Ionia and you know you're going to have like an itemless set, then it can be a pretty decent option. I don't really find myself taking this too often though, but yeah, like there is definitely some spots for there. Like imagine you're playing Asol and you have like a random Diana too with no items, then there could definitely be some good Radiant Rascal spots. You just have to think about who it's going to go on later in the game. Relics, I'm pretty low on. I'll put it like high C tier. You can definitely take it sometimes if you need a third item for your carry, but yeah, it's kind of hard to justify on 2-1 because you might not even like win streak anyways. And yeah, I think I'm mostly taking relics on 3-2 or 4-2 when I really need a third item for my carry. Retribution can be B tier. There's actually not too many good comps for this. I think something like Ionia with like Hodge Zet could be acceptable. Or even just like AP and you put Hand of Justice on like Seraphine and Liss can be acceptable. But yeah, there's not really a lot of comps that synergize too well with this, but I do think it's a decent augment that gives you like two solid items. Hand of Justice when you can crit is a pretty good item, so even on backline. Secrets of the Sands just got a pretty big buff to 10 gold. I think I'll put it in the C tier. This might just be me not really knowing what to play with this, but yeah, when your augment only gives you 10 gold and nothing else on 2-1, then you're going to lose a lot of HP. And to actually get good value from this augment, you need to unlock at least 2 Shirimans usually. So I would say, yeah, so you need a bit of HP for that, right? Because you need to get the Azir, sack for Zerath, sack for Nasus, something like that. Ideally, Zerath is probably the best thing you can get first, and then you try to get Renekton afterwards. But it feels pretty hard to play around. I think for some stuff like ASOL or T-Hex, maybe it could be an okay option, but um, I still don't really like. I don't really expect myself to click this very often. Shiver Skill Essence is probably like a solid B tier option. It's good when you have like upgraded frontline with a slam because then you get a lot of value out of Mogul's Mail on 2-1. Good in Void as well. Shopping Spree is not in the game. Soul Awakening is a decent combat. It's nothing crazy. If there's a lot of super beefy frontliners like Garen with like a lot of resists, then it can be pretty good against that. Spoils of War is probably just F tier. I can't see myself ever taking this. I think it's terrible. Starter Kit, I think I'm also putting this in F tier. If you're for whatever reason in a spot where you like really need a 6th or a 7th, then maybe you can think about it. But yeah, I think it's just F tier. I don't think I'll ever take that. Sweet Treats is kind of a weird one because it's super overpowered in bilge when you're getting like 400, 500 HP from the Sweet Treats, and I'd say it's kind of underpowered otherwise in general, but maybe we can average it out to like B tier. Sword Overflow was quite nice in Slayers, and I think it has some uses in other comps, but again, four components for Prismatic is, I don't think it can be higher than B tier because, yeah, it's just not that good. Kitchen got a buff to be 3 rounds. The problem with Kitchen is when you take it, you end up really poor a lot of the time. But I do feel like if I don't have direction, I'm kind of willing to take this and then try to figure something out. Golden Egg, I'm gonna put it in F tier. If you guys are like playing in lower elos and you can actually get away with clicking this, sure. But I think in challenger level games, you can pretty much never click this. Trait tree on 2-1, I think is not that good. Is it C or B tier? I'll put it like high C tier, but yeah, I think the 2-1 trait tree is not that good. Actually, I guess if you have I'll put it in B tier just because if you have a Reforger, then I feel like all of a sudden I'm willing to take this, but I'm not really taking this without a Reforger on 2-1. That being said, the 3-2 trait tree I think is really, really strong. I'm probably gonna put this in like S tier because it comes with a Reforger, and yeah, a lot of the time you're taking this one like, oh, like a little bit of items is good, a little bit of gold is good. Maybe you want some like direction. Maybe you know what you're playing, but you're playing something that uses a ton of emblems like Warwick or Demacia, so it can be really good. World Runes got another buff to 6 XP. Like on paper, it sounds like it should be really good. I know Mortdog has said it's one of the worst performing augments in the data. I haven't really gotten a chance to click it yet. I'll put it in C tier just because the data is really bad, but I feel like it should be pretty good on paper. Tiniest Titan, I think I'm also going to put this S tier. Like, if you're poor on 3-2, this is probably just the best augment you can hit. So, yeah, like, this only gets offered on 3-2, and it's often one of the best things you can hit. Tiny but Deadly, I think is C tier. Like, 30% attack speed for Prismatic Augment is just so mid, and most of the comps that like attack speed already get a lot of it. Like, um, what's a good example? Like Yunara already gets like so much attack speed from like Rageblade and her passive and all that stuff. Or like Slayer's Belvet already builds like so much attack speed and has a passive that gives a ton of attack speed. So yeah, I think Time But Deadly is really bad. I almost never click it. Trials of Twilight. Trials of Twilight got a pretty big nerf. They used to give 2 Zins, now it gives 1. I think that actually makes it a lot worse because before you'd usually get like a 2-star Zin on Stage 2 and Win Streak, but now you can't really do that anymore. Probably used to be S tier. I'll put it in like B tier now. More situational for sure. Trifecta is going to be F tier. Um, not only is there no 3-cost reroll in the meta, but this augment just gives like barely any stats. Like Legion of Threes gives like half the stats of this prismatic augment, which is crazy to think about. And of course, you get like an emblem as well with Legion of Threes. So yeah, it's just terrible. Upward mobility, I think it's kind of similar to level up. Usually you want to have some plan of what you're doing with it, like void or something. But yeah, if you're weak, I'm usually pretty happy to take this on 2-1. And you also have like the option of rolling for bard sometimes and just being weak. Walk the True Path is really, really hard to get to 10 Ionia. Like, even if you think you're in a spot to get to it, it's really hard to get to. That being said, if you do make it there, you'll win the game. So I'll put it in C tier. Wand Overflow, they are changing Vigar unlock condition. I would say currently it's like really good if you're in a spot to play for Vigar. But after they change the Vigar condition and nerf Vigar, it's probably going to move down into B tier. We stick together. I'm kind of tempted to put this in like F tier. I haven't taken it once, and I don't really see myself taking it unless they buff it. Maybe it could be secretly not that bad, but yeah, just reading it, like a random emblem and a completed item anvil sounds so mid for a prismatic augment. Like, it's really meant to be like a tempo prismatic, but yeah, like if you just compare it to like, even if you compare it to like Tactician's Kitchen, you're getting like a fawn instead of a completed item anvil, and yeah, you get some attack speed, but I don't really think the attack speed is that meaningful, especially depending on who you're playing around. Like if you have to play around AP, it could be pretty useless. So I don't really see myself playing that augment. Winnow is pretty much Void only. If you're not playing Void, then you would kind of never take this, but it's really OP in Void. And Worth the Wait has some misses like Ash, but overall I think it's really good. I'm kind of tempted to put it in S tier. I think I'm going to put it in S tier. If you get Ash, you lose the game, but usually everything else is really good. So if you need direction, I think it's really, really strong. I guess I'm trying to think about how the unlock conditions affect this. Like, it probably nerfs it a bit because Yasuo is less good, and Nico is also less good. Okay, I'll put it like top of A tier. Yeah, and that's gonna be it for my Prismatic tier list. As always, zoom out so you guys can screenshot. Some of the stuff might change a little bit on the new patch, but yeah, I tried to talk a little bit about what I thought would change on the new patch, like Wand Overflow moving down into maybe like the B tier with the new Vigar unlock condition. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the series as always. Thank you.